Yogairai and Tomochika arrive in the city but notice that the gate is closing. He assumes it's because night is falling. As they approach to enter, the guards speak a language they don't understand, preventing them from gaining access. Shortly after, a soldier who can comprehend their language approaches and realizes they are part of the group that separated from those who arrived at noon. The soldier informs them that they would typically be charged a toll, but they've been instructed not to interfere with the path of the sage candidates. Yogairai mentions something about heading to the capital and asks how they can get there. The soldier responds that they've been told not to interfere with the candidates' path, but they are not obligated to help them. Later, he gives an invitation to her to visit his mansion, but Tomochika declines and runs away with Yogairai, explaining that she was afraid they might be killed. Once inside the city, they encounter a feline girl named Marude, who offers her assistance. She explains that she wants to be on good terms with the friends of the sage candidates, believing they have a bright future and are easy to seduce. Although she doesn't plan to seduce someone with a partner, she believes the key to success is developing constant friendship with them. They accept her proposal, and after a while, they finish their shopping. However, they are surprised by a group of bandits, revealing that Marude set a trap. Even though Yogairai already suspected something, the bandits say money is essential, but their real target is the sage candidates and those without talent. GIF holders often go mad in the city and are hated, but they cannot be harmed. Individuals like them, however, come with a high price. Tomochika informs Marude that, despite his appearance, Yogairai is very strong, and they stand no chance against him. Marude dismisses the deception, stating that two weak individuals without the sage's gift can't do anything. In response, Yogairai declares that everyone behind them will die, causing each of the bandits behind them to suddenly fall to the ground. He mentions that one is half dead, but seeing him fall makes Yogairai believe that half of his power is insufficient. After eliminating most of them, Yogairai reflects that killing individually is not efficient, and he dislikes the sensation of purposeful torture. Terrified, Marude pleads with Yogairai for forgiveness, explaining that she has hungry siblings waiting at home. Yogairai responds that it doesn't justify stealing and selling people, pointing towards the bandits. However, as nothing happens, the bandits seize the opportunity to escape. Tomochika asks Yogairai if he let them go, but he denies doing so. At that moment, it is revealed that Marude is hiding on the roof of a house, but Yogairai's power reaches her, causing her to fall into the nearby river. Another bandit suffers a similar fate. Before leaving, they are stopped by the guards, led by Captain Edelgard, who questions them about the situation. Yogairai claims they got lost and found the bandits in that state, but the captain accuses him of lying, as they witnessed the sudden fall when they were about to attack him. Tomochika complains that the guards did not help them, but they explain that they were tracking who wanted to buy them. Despite the guards' abilities, Yogairai and Tomochika, according to evaluation, possess no gift. The captain leaves them alone and examines the bodies. A soldier apologizes for the captain's behavior, and Yogairai seizes the opportunity to ask for help in finding a place to spend the night. Later, they are taken to a luxurious place to stay. Yogairai asks Tomochika if she's okay with sharing a room, but she thinks it's too much. In response, Yogairai suggests having adjacent rooms. While Tomochika is alone, she is surprised to see what appears to be a ghost. Upon closer inspection, she realizes it's her sister. She asks how she arrived in this world, and the being introduces itself as Mokomoko Denura, the wife of the founder's son of the Denura school, known as the school's restorer and the guardian of the Denura family. In summary, Tomochika's ancestor and spirit guardian appear in an emergency situation to help her. They explain that they hadn't manifested before because Yogairai, the boy with them, is dangerous and could erase them if they appear imprudently. Tomochika assumes that Yogairai's ability works even with spirits. Mokomoko, the spirit guardian, suggests telling Yogairai about her the next day to stay safe. Additionally, Mokomoko reveals that it is a spiritual being capable of protecting her from everything except physical attacks and confesses to being responsible for preventing the installation of her gift. Mokomoko explains that accepting a gift would allow a sage to take over her. Her desire is to return to the successor of the Denura archery school, a mixed martial art practiced since the Yin period. Tomochika expresses her desire to return home but trusts Yogairai. The next day, they meet Celestina, the concierge of the Celestina Hotel, who has helped Yogairai with the location of his classmates, preparing language translation and status concealment items, and even made a charger for his handheld computer. Celestina hands them tickets to the capital, departing at noon, and Yogairai gives her a bag full of jewels to keep. Tomochika is amazed by the concierge's abilities. Later, they are on the train, where Tomochika uses a pulley as a charger for Yogairai, accompanied by her spirit guardian. Yogairai reveals that Celestina believes his classmates are moving toward the first forest for training. Suddenly, the roof of the train is torn off. In a scene change, the captain of the guards is interrogating one of the bandits who attacked Yogairai, but they do not obtain any information. Despite Yogairai stating that the bandit would be half dead, the bandit seems to disagree. The wise woman tears out one of the bandit's eyes, but he regenerates a new one using magic. However, despite having a new eye, his vision does not return. Suddenly, he bares his fangs, revealing that Sage Lane is a vampire. She then bites the bandit, introducing him into her bloodline, as she belongs to the Origin blood class, the highest rank among the undead. Despite this, the bandit remains weakened, indicating that introducing him into her bloodline does not work. A strong tremor interrupts the scene, and they are ambushed. The soldier uses evaluation on the ambusher and discovers that their class is Valiant. Returning to the others, they announce through a speaker that a sage is currently facing a nearby assailant. Yogairai does not believe they are being pursued, but looking into the distance, they see a robot, assuming it is the assailant. The sage and the robot begin to fight, and Tomochika suggests that Yogairai eliminate those guys since they could have died and are in their way. However, Yogairai responds that he must establish some rules, or else he would end up killing anyone who bothers him. Returning to the other scenario, the sage attacks Sage Lane, but she stands firm. The soldier comments that no matter the damage she receives, she can heal immediately. Sage asks the sage why he is attacking her since sages should defeat the demon lord. The sage, named Einen, responds that he cannot forgive the tyranny, and his goal is to eradicate all sages from this world. He drives his sword into the ground and charges immense power, which, upon overloading, causes a massive explosion that destroys the building. Back with Yogairai, he asks another sage named Santaro why he attacked them, as they have nothing to do with his fight. Santaro responds that if they see a sage, it is their duty to kneel and worship, considering them monstrosities. Yogairai tells him that the only monstrosity is him. Moments later, his power activates on Santaro, who falls from the air to the ground. In contrast, the robot informs Yogairai that it has no intention of fighting him. In the other battle, Sage asks Ariel if that is the name of his lover, and he, surprised, inquires how she managed to avoid his attack. She replies that she did not and cannot die anyway, and as she has no intentions of killing him, they decide to throw him off the tower. Later, they report to the captain that they have tracked the whereabouts of Yogairai Takatu. Returning to them, the robot expresses a desire to negotiate and offers to give Yogairai something he wants. Yogairai asks if it knows how to return to the world they come from, to which the robot responds that it knows the way back and can take them. However, it mentions that it cannot bring someone as dangerous as Yogairai to its world, located in the lowest level, as ascending requires coordinates and an enormous amount of energy. Yogairai tells it that it's okay if it gives advice on finding those two. Then, he asks Tomochika if she wants something, but receiving no response, Momoko suggests something. Later, Edelgard arrives at the scene and sees the wise man Santaro dead on the ground. Sage shows this information to Shaun, who is surprised that Yogairai is capable of defeating a sage. Sage mentions that they use a strange ability, instant death magic. Shaun comments that Santaro has resistance to instant death and thought she would inquire about darkness. Sage talks about the importance of expelling aggressors, but Shaun asks them not to lay hands on the Sage candidates, although she will allow it if Sage is willing to expel the darkness, to which she agrees. As Shaun withdraws, Sage orders her servant Masayuki to lead the immortal army to Hanabusa, as regular troops may have no chance. Masayuki asks if she doesn't mind if Hanabusa is destroyed in the process, and Sage does not feel comfortable with that idea. That night, Yogairai and Tamachika make a bit more progress on their journey, having separated from the robot to avoid being seen near the aggressor. Momoko gives Tamachika a sword made from parts of the robot that can transform at will. Tamachika asks where she got that, and Mokomoko replies that it's disguised as part of her garment, causing Tamachika to be alarmed by this rare science fiction-like weapon. And so ends this intriguing episode of the adventure anime. Subscribe for more anime summaries and leave a comment on which other anime you'd like me to bring. This is Prime Animes, see you next time.